All right, now it's time for comedy stylings of Tom Balog. Everyone, a round of applause. Hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Excellent. I didn't even know this was a costume thing. I would have dressed up. I was just in the alley picking up cigarette butts and I heard that this was going on. Everyone's looking very sexy. I think this is the sexiest news show I've ever seen. Maybe I'd actually watch CTV News if it was this sexy. But I don't know, guys. So it's 2017. Is it? Is it 2017? Let's step into the chaos. When did this thing start? January? Beyond that? What did it look like? When it all began? How does it work? I don't know. Let's step back into the order. It's 2017, guys. Bagels. Bagels are a super durable food. You go for a hike with a bagel, you put it in your bag, you take it out at lunch. Still a bagel. You do that with a piece of white bread, you go for a hike, you take it out. It's toast. I'll take an applause clap for that. Why not? I'm feeling good, guys. Do you know what I'm dressed up as? Anyone? Zardoz. Zed from Zardoz. Does anyone see that movie? Yeah, science fiction movie with Sean Connery in the 70s. It's about giant floating heads that puke weapons. It's fucked up. I was watching it the other day. There's tons of 70s boobs. It's pretty nice. There's some scenes that wouldn't cut it in 2017, that's for sure. A bit edgy, so to speak. So, it's 2017, guys. We're supposed to be using these new gender-neutral pronouns like Z and Zer. And I find this discriminatory towards the Germans. How else will we refer to the Germans? I do not know. But I've been having some financial problems, guys. I've been stressed out. So I went to yoga to try to de-stress, and after class I was telling my teacher about my problems. And he said, Tom, so you don't have to worry, because this is all an illusion. Nothing is quite as real as it seems. On a subatomic level, everything's just empty space and particles vibrating. It's not real. So I punched him in the face and I took all his money. Turns out he was rich, now I'm rich. Feels pretty real to me. Not too bad, guys. So I got my weed license recently, which does anyone, yeah? Partaking? Okay, right on. So I went to the doctor. She's like, why do you need medical marijuana? I said, I have anxiety. She's like, oh wow, towards what? Maybe it's the current political climate, maybe it's because the Great Barrier Reef is dying. I was like, no, I have anxiety towards buying weed illegally. She's like, that's not a medical issue. And I was like, I mean, space is just so big, and it just stresses me out. I don't know. She's like, I'm gonna give you 2 grams a day to smoke, but I don't know if that's gonna help. And it hasn't. It hasn't. I smoked the other day. I went for a walk in the woods, and I felt this weird pressure from the trees. I feel like they were talking about me. They're after my minerals. I could feel it. I felt like I was Snow White when she's running through the woods and the trees are grabbing her. I'm like, not yet. I have things to do. These are my minerals. Not yet. One day they'll get the minerals, but I'm okay with that. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? I'm all right with being a tree. That's cool. Or maybe a mushroom. Mushrooms are pretty cool. I used to sell medicinal mushrooms. Is anyone familiar with medicinal mushrooms? Like chaga, reishi, a couple people? Okay. So at the store, I always get someone to come in and be like, hey, do you guys sell magic mushrooms? It's like, oh, well, all mushrooms are magic. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, did you know that the spore of a mushroom can survive in space? You know, some of the first life forms on the planet? He was like, oh, man, that's crazy. I was like, oh yeah, did you know that across the forest, the mycelium, the root system, create this web to help trees communicate and share minerals and carbon with the trees? He's like, oh, damn, that's crazy. I was like, oh, also, did you know mushrooms share more DNA in common with humans than they do with plants? Next time you're in the shower, take a look at your penis. What does it look like? Mushroom! Oh! It's crazy, man. Fucking mushrooms. I don't know. Who knows? I think too much. I think too much. I don't know. Psychedelics are strange. Does anyone partake in psychedelics in here? Okay, a couple people. I've always struggled with trying to understand certain experiences and what to gather from them. Like the first time I took psychedelics, I was in high school and I smoked salvia. And everyone just turned into a two-dimensional Crayola crayon drawing. And I was like, all right, what am I supposed to do with this? Maybe I'll go buy some crayons. Get into drawing crayons, Crayola crayon drawings. But since then, I've done a bit more experimental adventuring, I'd say. 2013, me and 3 buddies thought it'd be a good idea to fly down to South America and take the most potent psychedelic known to mankind with a bunch of strangers in the jungle. A little bit different than your classic all-inclusive Mexican spring break vacation. A little bit different. We were drinking ayahuasca. Are you guys familiar with? So it's like a tea. It's a combination of a vine and a plant and water. It's like chamomile tea, but the exact opposite. Like, fully the exact opposite. So we're down in the jungle. It's the 3rd day we're at this retreat, and it's nighttime. We're about to partake in the experience, and I'm sitting next to this Hungarian guy named Bert. Fantastic man, loved his pornography, was very vocal about it. And he was sitting next to this American guy who was also a very fine gentleman. And so we drink the brew, and it is just very, very, very strange tasting. And then all the lights go off, and we're just sitting in complete darkness in the jungle. And I'm like, huh, I don't know if this was the best idea. I didn't even tell my family that I'm doing this. Maybe Mexico would have been better. But then Bert, he could kind of tell that I was stressed out, so he's smoking this tobacco, and he kind of nudges to me, and he looks at me, and he's like, we're about to get super high. And I was like, all right, I'm ready for this. Let's do it. Fuck Mexico. I'm ready. 30 minutes in, reality starts getting very strange. Very, very strange. And you start hearing this growling noise. This noise that I've never heard from any animal or any man. Turned out it was the American guy on all fours, making this noise straight from hell. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, is this in my head, or is this happening? Like, is this normal? Should we be worried about this? And then a voice is like, dude, you checked out a normal 30 minutes ago when you drank that strange concoction. And then it started hitting me. And I felt this wave. I felt reality to kind of dissolve, and how we're all within this thing. We're all in this thing together. And it was beautiful, and I felt reality itself kind of part open in front of me, and this strange idea, this awareness came in front of me, and it said, Dom, I just want to let you know that Crayola crayons are on sale at Staples. They're the best the best crayons out there. And I was like, oh shit, Crayola's on the hyperdimensional marketing campaign. That is fantastic. That's an untapped market. That is brilliant. I'm gonna buy some crayons. And then I just shit my pants and threw up everywhere. It's a very, very strange experience, guys. Very strange. But yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking maybe a little too much. And the other day I was thinking so much I convinced myself that I didn't exist. And then I was wondering who I convinced. This has been a confusing set. I don't know who's been telling the jokes the whole time. But that's my time. I've been Tom Balog. Thanks everybody.